AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe. If we do get in a position where we're in the second round and we meet a Cleveland, we meet an Orlando, we meet an Indiana, and we lose again in the second round in 6, 5, maybe. You think we need to dismantle that roster? How do you react if that's the question for you? How do you react and how do you move forward if that is the case?
If we lose in a manner that is similar to 2021 and 2023, the roster, like, there will be changes. Honestly, I think those changes are coming soon before the season starts. I think after go double check, we may have a swap to trade after next season. After next season, we have Mitch, although I don't think Mitch is. There's a part of me that thinks we've seen the last of Mitchell Robinson, orange and blue.
Oh, hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought.
Get him Lord.
Hold on to those thoughts. That's next segment. Go ahead.
Yeah, and in terms of trades, listen, I thought all the Nova Knicks were untouchable. That's not the case. Clearly,
almost. Took him a summer.
I would say, and listen. And actually, you know what? I think the change that you would see is, like I said, if it's similar to what happened in 21 and 23, where the offense is bogged down, I think the change you would see is with the coach. But that's if the offense just goes to shit in the playoffs. If we're scoring 120 points a game and we go out in the second round, it's gonna be like, all right, I don't think you're blowing anything up. But the scrutiny, the pressure will be heightened if we go out to one of those. If like you said, Cleveland, Orlando, Indiana, no, that losing to them is unacceptable.
Except Orlando, but that's neither here nor there. Flea, your man just tapped into my conspiracy bag. All I heard was this beautiful music to my ears just now. He said coaching change? Did I just hear that?
You don't even have a replacement.
Yes, you do. Flea, don't do that, Flea.
I know who my replacement is.
Who is it?
I've been telling you this for years, and I don't want to take this tape. It's my dad's tape. Big shout out to the OG Flea, Big Papa Flea. He said, yo, listen, we been should have went and hired Jay Wright. If we just want to do it all, just go hire Jay Wright. Go get him. We should have been did it. And I was like, I don't know. He said, listen, and this is Papa Flea has been a Knicks fan since 65, 70. So he's watched the last time we won a championship. He said, go get Jay Wright. How do y'all feel about that before we go forward? Just real quick. I think he's done.
Okay. I think he's done.
Okay. OG?
I mean, everybody that knows me knows I'm not a Tibbs guy. I always say he grew on me, even though it's like fungus. We had our show last night, and I'm peeking at the game, and what I was saying, we up 20, third quarter, 2 minutes left. Cat, Brunson, Bridges, and them is still in the game. What are you doing? So, I've said this many a times. This season, this is where Tibbs has to show he's a great coach. There's no more excuses. So I agree with Shawn. Let me see. You've been more.
You more likely end up with Nick Wright.
Wright.
That's funny. That's funny.
So I agree with Shawn with a W. This season, Tibbs, man, is under the eye, man. He's under the pressure. He has the players. He has a front office now that's doing the right thing and doing a great job. There's no more excuses. He has to coach, and he has to coach his ass off. So I won't be surprised, like y'all just said, if we lose in a manner that is unacceptable, which I agree with Shawn with a W. Only team we should be losing to is Boston. Like I said, if Philly is fully healthy with that roster, like I said, and it goes down to a 7-game series and it's a knockdown, then I gotta respect that. It's like boxing, and you go to the 12th round and it goes to a decision and we don't know who won. I can respect that. But Tom Thibodeau has to coach his butt off. or he can be out of here because there's no excuse. We have everything in place now. Have everything in place.
That wouldn't be out of order though, because he just re-signed the extension, or he just signed the extension this summer. I don't know, not out of order, but I don't think
Nothing's out of order no more, bro. Everything is out of control nowadays. You crazy?
It wouldn't be shocking.
They will hire a coach, make him the highest paid head coach, and fire him at the end of his first season. Big shout out to Monty Williams. Right, they will do it in a minute.
Wow. James don't give a shit. Like, so his extension is a 3-year extension through 2028. If they fall flat in their face, listen, Don will eat that. He will eat that. He will eat that.
No problem. Right.
I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm not saying I want that to happen. What I'm saying is, if the season ends in a manner that we feel is unacceptable, of short of goals, and that manner is our offense went to shit, which will be the third time,
right?
I think the change will be either that or, but because they really don't. This is their team for the most part. This is who they got. This is who they have. Like, they can't, the rules of the new CBA and all that stuff and whatever. So that's where I don't want to say they're stuck, but that's always the easiest change is always to change the coach.
That has been my realization in the summer, that the CBA deals would mess us up by not re-signing iHeart. I don't think they wanted to let go of iHeart. They hated not having that $90 million to play with that OKC was able to offer. Not that you offer him $90 million, but maybe 60, 70, whatever. At least give yourself a chance. And iHeart next to Cat, it's a little bit different than iHeart next to Randall. But you still would rather have iHeart next to them, because OKC's about to look crazy this year. Chet looks amazing, about to look even more amazing with iHeart next to him.
So two things. One, so it actually wasn't the new CBA that caused us to not keep iHeart. It was, so basically we did not have his bird rights, and bird rights have existed forever. So bird rights, for those who don't know, bird rights give you the ability to sign a player to whatever number, regardless of the cap. Like, you can go over the cap to sign your own players, but you need to have their bird rights. And the way you get someone's bird rights is they have to either have been on your team or traded on that contract for a 3-year period. iHeart was only here 2 years, so they could only extend him to a certain percentage of what he was making before. So the Knicks literally offered him, and that rules existed for years. So they literally offered him every dollar they could. And listen, when someone says here's $30 million next year, not for 3 years, next year, you take it. Now, here's what I will say. If we could have signed Isaiah Hartenstein, or if Isaiah Hartenstein decided, you know what, I don't want to live in Oklahoma City because I don't care about $30 million in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, $15 million in New York, I'm straight. I'm Gucci. If we could sign iHeart, Cat is not a Nick. And
it's not feasible.
That's a fact.
He's not a
fact.
It's not feasible.
Why not?
At least not this year.
It's
not a Nick.
You're gonna bring $50 million onto our cap. I don't think they would have been able to do that.
Or he would have went out in the trade. Like, there would have been, the Knicks needed, like, people think that the Mitch injury news that was announced a few weeks ago is what got the Cat trade going. It's like, no, the iHeart loss is what got the Cat trade going. Now, what I will say is, if they had kept iHeart, went to the playoffs this year, went out in the second round, then they're like, hey, Minnesota, what's good? But the iHeart trade is why Cat is not here. The iHeart trade is why the iHeart going to Oklahoma City is why Karl-Anthony Towns is in there.
I think the money makes sense though, but he's talking about personnel wise. So that's the part that I'm like, damn. For me, iHeart makes sense with anybody, damn near.
But remember, I definitely agree, because how long we was up here saying that once we lost iHeart, excuse me, we was searching for a big man. And how many times we came up here and was saying, we can't go in the season with, remember, we don't know what's going on with Mitch. And as much as we love Precious, he's not a legit center or a legit backup center. So I definitely agree. And go ahead, Flea, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, and remember, I fell out of love with our heart, him and DiVincenzo, because I will never get over Game 7 in the Garden. Y'all couldn't pull it through for Brunson. He pulled through all season for y'all. In a Game 7 at home against bum-ass Indiana, who I've been hating since Reggie Miller days. And then they happen to talk shit. Our heart and DiVincenzo couldn't pull through and get a Game 7 at home. So, adios, bon voyage. I do not miss them, and I'm not rooting for them in Minnesota or in OKC. They both could go to hell. Sorry, y'all. I go off the rocker sometime. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we know. I was just commenting on what you said. We know what we got with Mitch now. We know. We are clear on what we got with Mitchell Robinson. Whenever we want to segue and get to that, we need to get to that. Because I'm sick of that nigga.
There you go.
I think we can segue.
AllBall TV.
Suckers.
They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.